If you're looking for a sports side-by-side that can cover ground quickly in diverse terrain, from wide-open desert trails and fire roads to tight, twisty wooded trails, the 64-inch wide segment has a lot to offer. These machines excel in the tight stuff, while still providing a good amount of stability, cranking out 200 horsepower with a claimed dry weight of 1,579 pounds. Can-Am's Maverick X3 XDS Turbo RR delivers the width to slip through the trees far more quickly than the 70-plus inch wide machines on the market, with the power-to-weight ratio to make it a real contender on the drag strip. With all of this in mind, we ordered the top-of-the-line version of Can-Am's 64-inch intermediate-width ballistic missile for testing, the Maverick X3 XDS Turbo RR with Smart-Shox. We spent a full riding season with the car to really wrap our heads around it. UTV On Demand's 2026 test of the Can-Am Maverick X3 XDS Turbo RR with Smart-Shox was made possible by Planet Side-by-Side makes upgrading your ride fast and affordable with their price match guarantee and free shipping on orders over $99. A leader in wheel and tire packages, they stock System 3, Maxxis, ITP, Fuel, Method race wheels, and more. Planet Side-by-Side serves your off-road audio needs with brands like Wet Sounds, SSV Works, and Rockford Fosgate. For all your side-by-side needs with no interest financing available, visit planetsidebyside.com. 2026 updates. Can-Am sent us a 2025 test unit. Because the 2025 model carries over with only a few changes that don't affect performance, our test remains completely relevant for evaluating a 2026. There are, however, a few updates worth noting. New LED headlights bring the front-end styling closer to Can-Am's open-terrain dominating Maverick R. The undercarriage skid plates are now thicker and are primarily held in place with bolts instead of annoying pop rivets. The Smart-Shox equipped version now features a 10.25-inch touchscreen display and new keypad. The touchscreen displays the car's new rear-facing camera, and the X3 is pre-wired for easier front camera installation. Dusty Navy and Triple Black are the available colors for 2026. Trim packages. Can-Am offers 3 versions of the 200 horsepower Maverick X3 DS Turbo RR. The lineup begins with the X3 DS Turbo RR at $24,599. Next is the Maverick X3 XDS Turbo RR at $28,699. And finally, there's our test unit, the Maverick X3 XDS Turbo RR with Smart-Shox option at $32,099. It benefits from all of the X package upgrades, in addition to larger Fox Podium 3.0 shocks rear. Both ends feature internal bypass ports to reduce harshness and Smart-Shox technology, which electronically controls damping. The system allows you to choose between 3 different bass tunes inside the cabin. The Smart-Shox equipped XDS also features the aforementioned 10.25-inch touchscreen display and rear-facing camera, in addition to a 4.5-inch instrument display and keypad. For a more detailed breakdown of the trim packages, go check out the story on utvondemand.com. Pre-test modifications. Prior to testing, we received a few products from HMF that offered additional protection and easier recovery should we get stuck. Constructed of TIG-welded .095-inch steel tubing, HMF's bumpers were installed at both ends. The front bumper features an integrated winch mount, accepting up to a 4,500-pound winch. A mini skid plate with a winch fairlead was included. The rear bumper also adds a significant level of protection and includes a built-in toe plate replacing the stock one. We installed HMF's XD 4500 winch in the front bumper, which is rated up to 4,500 pounds. It features synthetic rope, considered safer than steel cable. It includes everything needed for installation and operation, including a dash-mounted switch and wireless remote, allowing winching from inside or outside the vehicle. Check out all of HMF's products for your side-by-side at hmfracing.com. Driver and location. Driving for us is senior East Coast test driver and Maverick X3 owner Eric Jones. Filming took place at Haspin Acres Off-Road Park in Laurel, Indiana, offering a great mix of fast and tight trails with varying levels of difficulty. Engine performance. The Maverick's 900cc triple-cylinder Rotax engine features 4 valves and double overhead cams per cylinder. It's turbocharged and features an intercooler, pumping out a claimed 200 horsepower. With Can-Am's claimed dry weight of 1,579 pounds, the XDS Turbo RR with Smart-Shox has a power-to-weight ratio of 0.127 horsepower per pound. That's more than its closest in-class competitor, the Polaris RZR Pro XP at 0.095 horsepower per pound, more than the 0.096 horsepower per pound of the Polaris RZR Pro R, and more than the 0.107 horsepower per pound of the Can-Am Maverick R. The engine draws air from inside the cab behind the driver, with a paper filter located in the airbox under the left rear wheel well. It's not our favorite location for trailside maintenance because it gets covered in dirt and mud, but it does allow toll-free access to the filter. Fuel injection delivers the gas. A drive-by-wire gas pedal with Can-Am's intelligent throttle control offers 2 throttle modes, Sport and Eco. Both offer full power at full throttle. Eco mode delivers less throttle earlier in the pedal's travel, making driving more manageable in technical terrain, while helping save fuel on long rides. A continuously variable transmission features high and low forward ranges plus neutral reverse and park. The CVT utilizes Can-Am's roller bearing equipped pDrive primary clutch for smoother engagement and engine responsiveness. It's also said to reduce maintenance. There's a belt temperature sensor in the belt housing to help warn you before you cook a belt. The Rotax engine runs flawlessly with the push of a button. Low end power is good, with smooth CVT engagement on takeoff. Pulling well early in the RPMs makes this supercar more approachable for understandably apprehensive, less experienced drivers. Low end power is sufficient for picking your way through rock gardens and over ledges without blowing the tires off. The engine wakes up with a smooth, dare we say, predictable monstrous mid-range, transitioning into a mind-blowing top end. Its somewhat linear nature makes the power pretty controllable for experienced drivers, even in intermediate to tight terrain. Using Eco mode to make initial gas pedal movements less sensitive helps. Overabundant linear power had Eric steering with the back-ended wheel in 2-wheel drive. When the trail opens up, you can more fully appreciate the mind-numbing acceleration that this ultra-light, ultra-powerful machine delivers. DS exits sweepers in a drift and rockets down the next straightaway, leaving you wondering whether you have the nerve to utilize full throttle. In many cases, you shouldn't. The CVT is predictable, both off idle and getting in and out of the throttle at speed. Engine braking is strong in low range, good for controlled descents. In high range, it's smooth and unobtrusive when letting off the gas at speed. Combined with its broad power band, this high-performance engine is surprisingly easy to get along with. Can-Am's versatile drivetrain features 4 modes: 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive trail, 4-wheel drive active, and 4-wheel drive with front differential lock. In 4-wheel drive trail, it delivers traction like an open front differential until the system senses one front wheel slip. At that point, it progressively locks in both front wheels until traction has been restored. Trail active locks in both front wheels more quickly. When we're not sliding around for the cameras, we utilize 4-wheel drive trail most of the time to maximize front-end grip for cornering with the back end hooked up. If conditions are slick and the front end starts to push, we use trail active, which locks in quicker and improves initial turn-in. Rarely needed. Front differential lock is there for the wettest, sketchiest circumstances. We are not insinuating that this is a beginner's machine, but Can-Am did well at making the 200 horsepower Turbo RR's engine as usable as it is nasty. Handling and suspension. The Maverick X3 steel chassis benefits from years of refinement, including strength updates made in 2022. Still, Can-Am needs to start double shearing all of its suspension mounting points for added strength. We strongly recommend adding Texeratex bolt-on double shear front gusset kit and front shock tower brace, made in the US of chromoly. They create double shear mounting points for major suspension components, reducing flex and adding strength. Our 2022 X3 RS steering rack developed play within the first 1,500 miles of normal use. Adding a Hess steering rack support helps prevent this. These components make a big difference in durability over time, or in the case of a small accident. Links to these components are available in the description. Pick them up now or pay a lot more later. Overall suspension travel numbers edge out the Polaris Pro XP. Dual A-arm front suspension with a 4-link trailing arm set up out back provide 20 inches of travel at both ends. Sway bars are used at both ends to help keep body roll in check. Can-Am's Fox Smart-Shox equipped Maverick X3s utilize semi-active suspension that controls both compression and rebound damping on the fly. Sensors measure throttle, speed, braking, steering angle, and other inputs up to 200 times per second, responding within 17 one-thousandths of a second to deliver the plushest, most planted ride possible. Fox Podium 2.5 shocks are used up front, with 3.0 shocks used out back. They utilize Fox internal bypass design to reduce harshness from high-speed impacts. Using a dash-mounted switch, the shocks offer 3 ride modes: Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus, providing 3 different ride characteristics. The shocks are also spring preload and crossover adjustable. Can-Am's Tri-Mode dynamic power steering offers 3 different levels of assistance and bump filtration. A square wheel and tire setup features 30 by 10 by 14 inch Can-Am XPS Trail Force tires, mounted on 14-inch cast aluminum beadlock wheels at all 4 corners. Maverick X3 DS models measure in at 64 inches wide with a 102-inch wheelbase and 14 inches of ground clearance. That's 6 inches longer with a half-inch less ground clearance than the Razor Pro XP. The X3 DS 65.7-inch overall height is 6 inches lower. As we saw in our test of the 135 horsepower X3 DS Turbo a couple of years ago, sizing down the tires by 2 inches on the 64-inch X3 models compared to the 72-inch RS models helps maintain stability with a narrower stance. We felt its handling was planted and predictable. Adding Smart-Shox is like adding a cheat code. At 64 inches wide, it's inherently going to give up some stability to a wider machine, but shocks that automatically increase compression damping on the outside during cornering do improve stability. Smart-Shox also helps prevent excessive squatting or diving under acceleration or braking, without eliminating useful weight transfer that helps you settle the car and load the outside tire for cornering grip. Smart-Shox makes the biggest difference on the narrower Turbo RR, especially for those who prefer spirited driving and use their machine in diverse terrain. Comfort mode turns the X3 into a cloud, disconnecting you from sharp impacts at slow speed in rock gardens or high-speed pothole-strewn fire roads. Sport mode is best for all-around driving with good comfort and flatter cornering. Sport Plus was best for higher speed driving, where increased compression damping further reduced body roll. Sport Plus firmer compression damping was also useful anytime we wanted to limit suspension squat, preserving ground clearance over obstacles like ledges or logs. When jumping, kickers can make the rear end light, although the X3 can fly pretty straight and true with a long, mellow ramp face. Bottoming control is very good, and the car sticks landings with a beautifully controlled rebound. Steering accuracy is very good. Run 4-wheel drive trail or 4-wheel drive active to match the demands of the trail and steer with scalpel-like precision. Run 2-wheel drive, and the smooth overabundance of power lets you rip the rear tires loose in an instant, while the long wheelbase and low center of gravity let the back end come around with a high level of predictability for an experienced driver. We prefer the steering effort and bump filtration of the power steering's middle section most of the time, utilizing high assist for low-speed technical sections. This leaves low assist for icy winter drives. They're seemingly a good setting for every condition. The long, low, well-suspended chassis delivers a high level of stability at high speeds. Approach and departure angles are very good, but its wheelbase and ground clearance will have it framing out sooner than some. Still predictable in wide open spaces, the DS lets you carry speed through tight sections that would have you being cautious in wider machines. Overall, Can-Am delivered handling and suspension that are nearly on par with the performance of the engine. For a 64-inch wide machine producing 200 horsepower, that's saying a lot. X3 DS is arguably the best handling 64-inch wide sports side-by-side on the market, and Smart-Shox makes the most of the platform for most drivers. Brakes. Four-wheel hydraulic disc brakes with steel-braided lines slow the Maverick. Dual-piston calipers are used at both ends, with 262mm rotors used up front and 248mm rotors used out back. Braking power is strong. Feel at the pedal is a little softer than some, making the brakes easy to modulate. At first, we wanted a bit more abrupt feel when driving aggressively, but we've gotten used to it. It makes smooth, seamless braking control easier. Your passenger will appreciate that. Like the rest of the machine, the braking is well suited to casual or aggressive driving. Interior and other details. You enter the Maverick through quarter doors, with latches actuated by nylon pull straps on the inside. We'd prefer automotive-style handles, and it's time that all sports side-by-sides come with half doors with full lowers. The bolstered seats provide a low, somewhat reclined seating position. Both seats are slider adjustable. With tools, the back of the seat base can be raised, providing a flatter seating position while raising the occupant's sightline over the hood a bit. The seats feature pass-throughs for the retractable 4-point harnesses that come standard, along with a sport roof and rear view mirror. On the dash, you'll find a tilt-adjustable steering wheel with a 4.5-inch display mounted on the column, tilting with it for easy viewing. There's a number of switches and buttons controlling the different modes and functions. There's also a few cutouts, allowing you to install additional switches for accessories like our HMF winch. In-cab storage is limited to a passenger-side glove box, a couple of small trays and cup holders. Out back, the bed offers a 200-pound capacity with an open rear end. Getting in and out is sports car-like. Taller or older individuals might find ingress and egress a little harder than in some competitors. Once you're inside, the magic happens. The low, slightly reclined and well-bolstered seats are comfortable and add to the car's planted feel, keeping you connected to what the chassis and suspension are doing. The only drawback to the low seating position is that it compromises the driver's sightlines a bit, most notably when crawling. Lighting is full LED and fine for nighttime cruising. Conclusion. Without doing a shootout, we'd gamble that the Maverick X3 DS Turbo RR with Smart-Shox is the top performing 64-inch sports side-by-side on the market. For its width, it's insanely quick and powerful, yet incredibly well-mannered in every aspect of performance. Then there's the price. Over $32,000 is a lot of money. Fortunately, similar handling and suspension performance is available from the very adequate 135 horsepower Maverick X3 DS Turbo for considerably less money. It delivers tremendous performance for the dollar, but it's not the top of the line. If you crave top-tier performance in the versatile 64-inch sports side-by-side category, look no further than the Can-Am Maverick X3 XDS Turbo RR with Smart-Shox. Just make sure you have the driver skill to keep up.